You know, it's funny about bravery. It feels like as a society we talk about bravery as it's the thing that you have to do in order to come of age. Like that's the way that you show that you have worth in society and that you're a mature individual, that you've come of your own. And we have very specific ideas of what it means to be brave, doing something that most people don't do. Because obviously a lot of people have fear and that prevents them from doing miraculous things. Some key ideas of this would be, say, climbing a mountain, or running a marathon, or being a firefighter and barging into a burning house and saving people's lives, or anything like that. We have very specific ideas, because I think that most people, to one degree or another, are capable of doing many of these miraculous things that we would consider brave, but we just don't. Like, I could probably run a marathon if I conditioned myself long enough, but I just don't. Why? I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid, maybe not, but some people do it. I probably could if I put my time and effort into it, but I just don't, so it doesn't happen. There are very specific ideas of what it means to be brave, but honestly, in my mind, bravery is conquering any sort of difficulty that you have in your life, that you're afraid to do it. And a lot of these images don't get recognition. It can be anything. Like being a parent, for example. Being a parent must require a lot of bravery. If you have any level of metacognition, that is, if you have the ability to evaluate yourself, you're probably going to say, I might suck at this. I might screw up my child's life. You know, that takes a lot of bravery. Plus, you're basically sacrificing at least 18 years of your life that's not yours anymore. It's your child. You have to help them in any way that you can. You know, there are various ways that it might seem normal, but to the individual it requires a lot. And there are a lot of situations where people get in an even worse situation, like maybe a single mother, or you have a child who has Down syndrome or severe autism, and it's just such a big deal to fight with. It requires so much strength and energy from you, and I don't think most people could do that. But we don't really give these people recognition. There are several other instances too, like maybe someone has some great crippling social anxiety or just extremely shy and they can't go out and talk to people. And to go outside and start talking to people at all requires a lot out of them. Maybe that's a huge achievement for them. Maybe that's really brave for them. But we don't acknowledge that. And I'm not necessarily saying that we should acknowledge these things in the sense that we put them as heroes, like the firefighters or the people who climb Mount Everest and stuff. Because we really can't. How can you really appreciate everything that everybody goes through, every struggle that they face in their life? It's really hard to. That's why we admire these great things, because they're something foreign to us. They aren't things that happen every day. A lot of these things I'm describing happen to a lot of people, maybe to varying degrees, but it happens so commonly and it's not so obviously impressive. You don't look at what's going on and know everything behind it, so it's hard to tell how much bravery it really takes. So we just don't give it recognition. It's not interesting to us. And you know what? Another example of that is being on YouTube making videos. Because you never know what'll happen if you put a video on YouTube. Maybe people will love you, maybe people will hate you. And a lot of the times people hate you. I'm subscribed to a lot of people on YouTube, like over 400 channels, I think. I probably don't watch them all actively because there's just so many of them. But once in a while, I'll pop in on the videos of a smaller YouTuber and I'll look in their comments. And the comment section will say, OMG, you suck at making videos. Or they'll even say you're ugly, or you're stupid, or you're not good at this, like you're not good at singing or making comedy, or whatever this person is trying to accomplish. They'll just insult their abilities. And that happens a lot. And sometimes, honestly, it's a good criticism. Not being mean, but what they're criticizing is true. Because I'm on yttalk.com, which is a YouTube forum. I don't go there very often anymore, but just because life has been busy. But when I do go there, I see new people who join in the hopes of becoming the next big YouTuber, and I analyze their channel, and it's just not very good. That's obviously not everybody. There are people who I think have potential, but there are also people who just don't make very outstanding videos. And maybe they'll get a bit of an audience, but what are the odds of them ever blowing up? And honestly, I think I'm included in that, because I don't think I'll ever get successful. I'm fine with that. I'm content with where I am. But a lot of people expect that something big is going to happen because they've had the balls to put themselves out there and something has to come of it. The only problem is, once again, bravery isn't necessarily rewarded unless if there's some huge outcome from it. It doesn't matter that you had to take a lot of balls to put yourself out there. It only matters if there's a big success. Pretty much everything is brave in a way because anything you can do can blow up in your face. Especially if you have some sort of fear of society or fear of failure or fear of commitment or fear of anything. A lot of things can require a lot of patience and a lot of strength from you, but nobody acknowledges that, especially if you fail. I mean, obviously, if you have someone who works their way up the ladder on YouTube and becomes famous and makes a living off of it, we are obviously very happy about that. We congratulate them, but what about the people who just crash and burn? They suck, and they never get anywhere. We don't acknowledge them. We don't care that they put themselves out there, too. We don't care that they probably had to face lots of trolls and people down-thumbing their videos and saying, OMG, you suck. We don't care about that. And I just think it's very odd. It's impossible to care about everybody, but I guess for a second here I'm going to just take a moment and appreciate everybody and all the bravery that they put out, even if I don't understand it, because someone may be dealing with a greater problem than I can realize or even understand. Sometimes people come to me with their problems and they describe something that I just don't understand. Like, why is that a problem? If I was in your situation, I don't think it would be a big deal. But then again, I don't know their circumstance, so I can't really say. I feel like with pretty much every challenge we face, we have to have a certain amount of bravery, and it's never recognized. I don't think it can be, really, but it sucks because you still put in the same effort. So if you face difficulties and you're doing everything you can to fix your life, and you honestly want to get some big achievement and you're putting your heart, mind, and soul into that, then you have my appreciation. Congratulations. And I don't normally do this, but in the comments, tell me something that you feel like requires bravery in your life. Tell me something that you feel like you have to put a lot into that you don't feel like you get recognition for. I'm just interested in hearing what you have to say. Because, I don't know, when you get recognition and people say that's good, it can motivate you. So let me be your motivation. What do you work towards that you feel like makes your life potentially good and requires a lot of you?